Good day and welcome back. Dr. Scott, your online headache doc, the only doctor of any kind, certified by both the American and international boards of commonsensical medicine. Welcome back to Relief at Last, what your doctor won't tell you about your migraines, your headaches, and your pain. Today's question of the day. Dr. Scott, since you were able to pinpoint the cause of my migraine symptoms, why wasn't my doctor able to pinpoint the cause long ago? Well, let me give it to you quite simply. If you don't know what you're trying to fix, you're never going to fix it. And that is the real, true cause of your migraine symptoms. Now, let me make this clear. As most of you know, professional opinions are sometimes seemingly worthless. And the reason is, if you consult 2 or 3 or maybe 4 different doctors or specialists, you're probably going to get 2 or 3 or 4 differing opinions. And there's a couple of reasons we need to discuss for this in order to answer this question today. Why hasn't my doctor been able to tell me what's going on? If you wear specialty goggles, so each doctor, therapist, specialist, healthcare provider is only trained to see your migraines through their limited scope of practice. And likewise, whatever method or mode of treatment that particular doctor, specialist, or healthcare provider is trained to provide is more than likely the treatment that you're going to get. All of those, however, usually accomplish or don't accomplish the same thing. There are countless ways to treat or to attempt to manage your migraine symptoms, all the while ignoring the real true cause. So, here's the first part of the answer. Most healthcare providers of many specialties and many types are treating or managing your migraine symptoms because that's what they're trained to do. So, sometimes you may find a method or a mode of treatment that may actually give you a little bit of short-term, temporary relief at best. But as we know, rarely does it actually get rid of the migraines. It doesn't address the real true cause. So most treatment available from most healthcare providers today has the sole purpose of attempting to manage or treat your symptoms, not address the true cause. Secondly, something we've talked about many, many times over the course of this podcast is if you don't have a true diagnosis, you don't know what you're trying to fix. So the biggest challenge in my day-to-day practice of more than 31 years so far is the vast majority, and I would venture to say most of the people seeking help in my practice have never, ever received a true diagnosis. You may have received a medical diagnosis or what we call a false diagnosis, which, as we know, is simply puking your symptoms right back at you. So, doctor, I'm having migraines, and I could really use some advice. So the doctor may perform testing, evaluation, maybe even some blood work or imaging studies, most of which are usually, quote-unquote, normal or unremarkable in medical terms. So your diagnosis, after seeking help at your doctor or specialist, is you've got migraines. To which your response should be, I know that's why I'm here in the first place. That is a false diagnosis or a medical diagnosis, simply puking your symptoms right back at you, when in reality, a true diagnosis is What is going on inside of your body right now that continues to result in your migraines returning time and time and time again? So in summary, why hasn't my doctor been able to help me pinpoint the cause of my migraines? Why does my doctor continue to insist that there isn't a long-term solution and that my only option is to manage or treat my symptoms? Number one, that's how they're trained to see your symptoms. Let's look at the symptom and match the appropriate type of treatment, whether that's pills, shots, potions, gadgets, gizmos, chiropractic treatment, therapy. Whatever type of treatment that provider happens to provide is the method of treatment that you're likely going to get, whether it addresses the cause of the problem or not. Please share this podcast with someone you know, someone you care about that continues to battle ongoing migraines and feels as if they can find little and much of the time absolutely no long-lasting relief. I'm Dr. Scott, your online headache doc, and those are the facts. Everything else, well, it's just another opinion. The information contained in this podcast is not meant to substitute for your doctor or healthcare provider's advice or recommendations. It is based on Dr. Scott's more than 31 years of private practice experience so far, specializing exclusively in migraine, headache, and chronic pain disorders, as well as decades upon decades of proven, published medical research. Thank you for listening. Copyright 2024, Milagros Media.